The big one.
85?
Probably about 78, I guess.
Okay.
Somewhere in that facsimile thereof.
How'd you see it? That was when I was working on the river.
He
I
was
can
on the
probably
river,
say
he
I was
probably
in high
lost by
school.
one boat.
Young.
Yeah, that was it.
Back in the good days.
I bet.
And Ronnie, Pat Van Booben, lived up on the hill. When I moved back, he said, I need to come by and see you. I said, okay. He's had a sign hanging above his basement door, Shermer for sheriff.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, she stands outside with a megaphone.
I'm not sure.
No, Tammy gets her phone and Facebooks it. Or videos.
What was that?
Scouts. Oh, is that what's going on? I wondered about that.
Who you got the bull? The kid or the goat? Nobody knows. The goat. Man, I hate to say that. Probably right.
There's these guys in my fantasy football league who texted in our group chat thing, they didn't think Tom Brady was back in.
I just built this. He's not in the playoffs this year.
Yes, that's it.
Was it the coach or the quarterback? I think it was the quarterback.
This is only because he's so lucky.
Well, deflate gate, and then what else you had when they spy gate, and the other one was.
Even if you say that he was
Mom, get your first cold.
5 Super Bowls, he was still under fire.
They called me this morning.
Yeah, the guys in here are getting dirty.
I remember back in
The
September.
VA's been giving out a lot of stuff. About time the veterans got put at the top of the list for a while, so I think that's pretty cool.
You must have something about it or something. Yes.
I was hoping they called today about my yard. They haven't called.
I signed up, I waited.
Doesn't she have to wait 90 days, Dave?
Friday, so back up.
Not according to them. They said with her condition and everything, if they offer to take it.
So suppose it's cheating, but
Yeah.
the
Well,
guys.
you can do it in the hospital now
Is there only
too.
one entrance to that?
If you're 3 picks, still.
You can sign up.
You
at the
can?
hospital, yeah. It
Okay.
just came
I'll
out.
probably be up there tomorrow. I'll check that out.
We can go to
Well, you can't do it on
That is
Tuesday.
not big deal.
do it on the web.
Yeah,
Well, you're
where-
gonna run up to
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Herman Area District Hospital website.
I'm not at risk and I got the antibodies, so I'm not real concerned about me, but Mom is,
There's a good.
and Darlene and Shirley does not need to come down yet, yes.
Yeah, I know. Trying to think of focus.
Is she coming out?
I've always said I was contrary.
Only when it starts working.
Well, okay, so with Jesse, nobody else.
I told them to turn that key.
Maybe she can't get out, maybe a lot.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she'd be deep on
We
there.
got a recorder up here, so we're good. We should go in and check on her, make sure she's
That's what check her out.
Maybe she needs to lower your hammer.
yeah, match her, light it.
There it is, Steve.
Is that book empty on matches?
Yeah, well, there's no matches in any of them.
Well, somebody wanted to keep a
But
souvenir.
use. Did you see this?
You're all autograph that,
Yeah.
That's cool.
See the top of it? Here's a
Training,
guy,
education, experience, no, I know.
I was trying to do some work on it.
That's cool.
I forget the name of the company.
This we used to, something like that.
Sold stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Football.
I just ordered it through myself.
Well, a lot of guys that ran for whatever years, I always did that. They go to the
400 yards.
ice cream picnics, they have the fans.
That's what Chuck Kelsey said he used to do.
My father will have little business cards, and I found one.
The Santa Fe room.
Steve found it about a year ago. He's got all of his information on it.
All of the rules, it's still samples, EMS.
Yeah.
And the real estate company that manages all of EMS.
Broken, if you can't fix it.
It's not gonna stream tonight.
Okay,
You make a
so we're moving forward?
And he's still like.
Yeah, it's on MediaCom, and that might have to do.
Roger the Dodger.
Okay. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
Documentary about this, he actually normally.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you everyone for being here. Sorry we're having technical difficulties. So, move forward. We don't really have a mayor's report. The only thing I would like to do is, we have an election coming up in April, and I just want to take a moment to thank Jim Shermer, Joe Gleason from Ward 2, Bob Kerber, and Derek Leroy for stepping up and caring enough about Herman to run for an alderman and support our community. Thank you guys that are here and those that aren't here. Okay, City Administrator report.
Yes, sir. We're getting ready for our annual Merma insurance audit scheduled for February 10th. We'll have a pre-audit run through this Wednesday with the staff. The engineer is going to give us some cost estimates on several street projects, also waiting for cost estimates on the Epple-Fricky pressure gradient, and hope to get some bids out for gas line repair in Frayne Creek while it's still low. I will be attending a virtual meeting with the Merrimack Regional Planning Commission on hazard mitigation on February 6th. That's all I have for now.
Thank you. No public comments. We'll move on to ordinances.
All right. On for second reading is this bill number 2021-01, and there's been some revisions to it since the last meeting that just came about today, because Central Electric got us their agreement form to get this deal done. And so we modified this ordinance to approve that agreement as well. And there's been enough modifications. In my opinion, the law requires me to read the entire ordinance and not just the heading, so bear with me. An ordinance to approve an agreement to transfer a 69 kV electric transmission line from the city of Herman, Missouri to Central Electric Power Cooperative, and calling for an election to be held on the April 6, 2021 municipal election day to propose that the agreement be ratified by the voters. Whereas the city of Herman, Missouri currently owns a 69 kV electric transmission line consisting of structures, conductors, related appurtenances that extend from a switching structure owned by Central Electric Power Cooperative near the Christopher S. Bond Bridge into the Herman No. 3 substation, including within said substation all transmission-related switches, wires, jumpers, insulators, and related hardware associated with the 69 kV transmission line and related easement rights. And whereas the city does not have the necessary equipment to repair, maintain, or replace the 69 kV line and is required to pay others to do so, and whereas the city has experienced and anticipates that it would continue to experience significant repair and maintenance costs with respect to the 69 kV line, and whereas the city desires to eliminate future maintenance costs with respect to the 69 kV line, and whereas Central Electric has agreed to assume ownership of the 69 kV line and to also assume all maintenance and repair responsibilities with respect thereto, and whereas the city is willing to transfer ownership of the 69 kV line to Central Electric, and whereas RISMO Section 88.770 provides that the Board of Aldermen of any city which owns electric plants or facilities may sell, convey, encumber, lease, abolish, or otherwise dispose of such public utilities owned by the city, including electric light systems, distribution systems, or transmission lines, after first having passed an ordinance setting forth the terms of the sale, conveyance, or encumbrance, and when ratified by 2/3 of the voters voting on the question. And whereas Central Electric has proposed the execution of a certain Herman transmission line agreement between Central Electric Power Cooperative and the city of Herman, Missouri, which is attached here to as Exhibit A and incorporated herein by reference. And whereas the city desires to accept the terms of the transmission line agreement, and whereas per Arizona Section 88.770, the transfer of the 69 kV line to Central Electric shall be ratified by the voters of the city. And whereas the Board of Aldermen has determined that executing the transmission line agreement and putting the issue of the transfer of the 69 kV line to the voters at the April 6, 2021 election would serve a legitimate public purpose and is in the best interest of the citizens of the city. Now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Herman, Missouri as follows. Section 1, all recitals set forth above are hereby acknowledged, approved, and incorporated herein by reference. Section 2, the Board of Aldermen finds it necessary and hereby declares its intent to transfer the 69 kV line to Central Electric. Section 3, the transmission line agreement is approved. Mayor Bruce Cox is authorized and directed to execute the transmission line agreement on behalf of the city. Section 4, a special election is hereby ordered to be held in the city on the general municipal election day, April 6, 2021, on the following proposition. Proposition E, shall the city of Herman, Missouri transfer ownership of the 69 kV electric transmission line consisting of structures, conductors, and related appurtenances that extend from a switching structure owned by Central Electric Power Cooperative near the Christopher S. Bond Bridge into the Herman No. 3 substation, including within said substation all transmission-related switches, wires, jumpers, insulators, and related hardware associated with the 69 kV transmission line, and all related easement rights per the transmission line agreement between Central Electric and the city, approved by City Ordinance Number 2218. Such transfer would require Central Electric, at its sole cost and expense, to assume sole responsibility for the operation, maintenance, and control of the 69 kV transmission line. Section 5. Almost done. The form of notice of election showing said question, a copy of which is attached as Exhibit B and made a part hereof, is hereby approved. Section 6, the city clerk is authorized and directed to notify the county clerk of Gasconade County, Missouri of the passage of this ordinance no later than 5 p.m. Tuesday, January 26, 2021, and to include in said notification all of the terms and provisions required by Missouri law. Section 7, this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval.
That's it?
That's it. Nothing good.
All
Thank
right.
you, Greg.
Any questions?
I move Bill 2020, or 2021-01, second reading.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried.
All right, next for first reading is Bill number 2021-02, an ordinance to provide that the city of Herman, Missouri will participate in the 2021 Show Me Green Sales Tax Holiday.
Any questions or discussion? Do I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve bill number 2021-02.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
No opposed? So carried.
Next is Bill number 2021-03, an ordinance to revise Herman Municipal Code Section 605010, 605 or 615020, and 615070 to exempt vendors from the city's business license requirement and to impose a $10 fee on vendors. And so Tricia and I have been working on this a bit, and in response to I think Mayor Cox's direction and the board's agreement that we try to make things easier on vendors who want to come and participate in festivals especially, and not make them have to obtain a business license and have to contact the state and get a sales tax ID and all those things. I don't know if you have any other questions.
The only question I had is being it says except for vendors at festivals. You know, if somebody wanted to do a flea market or something, it wouldn't be a true festival. Do we need to you understand what I'm saying? This just says festival, so is this only good for festivals?
The
or?
festival permit is for vendor-only festivals, meaning that we're not going to charge other vendors a $10 fee, just the vendors that participate in MyFest and Oktoberfest, which are city-sanctioned festivals by city code.
Okay. I just
So
want-
like if the Arts Council on their first Friday night walk arts, do those vendors need to come?
No.
And like the witches and wine, then, you know,
It's
that-
been, and yes, and so it's going to make it so much easier on all these event coordinators that we were getting the complaint that so many vendors were dropping out because of all the
Right.
paperwork that we required. And so we've had lots of requests, in addition to the mayor's, to try to make this process a little easier. And so that's what this attempt is, so.
I think it's a win-win. I just wanted a clarification on that. Yeah.
Other communities are getting the vendors because they don't require all the stuff we
Right,
did.
right. No, I think it's I'm
So there's
thankful that we're finally getting it done.
no fee if they're a non-festival weekend, they don't need a vendor fee?
Right.
Okay.
Because right now, the only ones who are filling out we didn't want to create any more paperwork, we didn't want to take away one thing and add another. So as it stands, the only vendors who've ever had to fill out a vendor space permit are only for MyFest and Oktoberfest, because those are such bigger festivals that the city wanted to maintain the ability to control how many came and where they go. So they're the only ones that fill out a vendor space permit. And so we didn't want to we didn't want to take away one requirement and make another. So this is just the same application that they're used to filling out for MyFest and Oktoberfest, except we're just charging them $10 and they're not paying the $16.25 anymore. And it's an attempt to try to recoup just a little bit of our lost revenue.
For the time and effort that the ladies in the
Yeah.
office have to put into it.
Correct.
Any other questions, comments?
Well, not to be a fly in the ointment, but you just confused me. Back to Bruce's question. So if it's, I don't know, what, wine and witches or?
Yeah, the wine and witches, they close off 4th Street and they have maybe a dozen or 12 or
But
so.
in any event where there would be vendors that's not during MyFest or Oktoberfest, didn't we change, that change we made, didn't we make it so that they then do have to get a business license? Okay. All right, go ahead and vote, we'll talk before second read.
Yeah, I'll straighten them out later.
All right, as long as you two are clear on it.
Clear.
Any other questions from the front table?
I move Bill 2021-03 first reading.
Have a motion, second?
Second.
Second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Thank you. Next.
Next is Bill number 2021-04, an ordinance to revise Herman Municipal Code, Section 310.070, operation of vehicles on approach of authorized emergency vehicles. And this is in response to some email exchange between Vera and Kevin Richardson, our prosecuting attorney, and I think an officer was wanting to issue a ticket to somebody for not behaving properly in the vicinity of an emergency vehicle, and it had to be charged through the state, and because the city didn't have an appropriate law or...
It's a state law that we didn't have.
Right, so this is to fix that.
Everybody understand that?
I do, what would our fine be for this ticket? Who sets that?
The judge. But generally, any violation of this or anything else in our traffic code is punishable as a misdemeanor. I'd have to look and confirm.
Well, this is bad.
$500, I believe. Pardon?
This is bad. If you break this particular rule, there ought to be a penalty. It should hurt.
Right.
I don't know how we go about setting that, but
The exact amount of the fine is up to the judge. And to be quite candid with you, you know, it's kind of like a speeding ticket or a rolling a stop sign ticket or something. That if a defendant hires an attorney to fix the ticket for him, it'd probably get amended to something and they'd get by with.
well, can our prosecuting attorney refuse to go along with that?
Yes.
He should.
I will pass.
This
it
is
on.
not something that should be bled down. Along with this, I have personally seen we're having more and more of a problem with people passing school buses when they have their lights on and loading children. Can that be included in this, or does that need to be something separate?
It might not be included in this,
Because I can find nothing in our city code about that either being illegal.
Pardon?
I can find nothing in our city code about that also being illegal.
Yeah, we can look at it.
I watched a grade school principal about the size of this bottle of water walk out around the school bus and put her hand on the hood of a vehicle that was passing a school bus that was unloading children in front of the school. That's got to stop also. I mean, we can't control what goes on the highways, but here in town, I've seen it 3 times in the last year, and I was not in a position to get a license number, and I didn't know who it was. But I really think that that needs to be addressed also, so our officers could do something about that.
So if you want to look into that for him. So with this ordinance, do I have a motion to approve? Or any other questions? First?
I'll make the motion, ordinance 2021-04 be approved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Okay, we'll move on to old business. Anybody have old business?
I have something, it's a PSA, but I wanted to remind the public that beginning this year, our city ordinance with building numbers did go into effect, meaning if your building number is not visible from the street, they need to be corrected, posted. If you gotta take them down and redo them, they have to be a minimum of 4 inches in height. So it's just a reminder to be looking into your house numbers, building numbers within our community.
Bought mine yesterday.
Thank you,
I'm
man.
gonna put mine up.
All right. Any other old business?
I have,
Yes, ma'am.
one is a question. Last year, we moved our municipal court to the courthouse. Is that all going okay?
I'm assuming it is.
Yeah, Vera's the main one who deals with, there's Marlon. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Everything's been working fine since we moved up to the courthouse.
Okay,
Issue with
Very
us.
good.
okay, I have one more thing.
Sure.
The hospital and the health department now have COVID vaccines available. You cannot call to sign up, but you need to go to their website or their Facebook pages, and there's links to sign up for those vaccines, and they're going to start, they've already started some of them in town, but they're going to be, the hospital is doing theirs starting on the weekend, so now is the time to sign up and get on the list.
And if someone doesn't have access to Facebook or some of these older people that don't do that, how are they supposed
Look
to?
me up and I'll sign you up.
Okay. I'm just saying, not everybody has that.
Mhm.
Okay, any other old business?
Just last week, or last time I mentioned something about the Welcome Center. I'm still getting inquiries as far as what's going on there. Will we be getting a report on
Yeah.
what's going on with the Welcome
Will you have a
Center?
report soon, or can you enlighten us?
We had a meeting last week with the Tourism Commission and 3 representatives of the Herman Chamber. And they have sent us a proposal, so we have Tourism Commission meeting tomorrow and we'll review it and take our next steps.
Okay.
Okay,
I do have one more.
no problem.
I asked Mark, where we at with Archer, where they were gonna come up and do the ADA study? Where are we?
They've been here and did some survey work, waiting for their report.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everybody done? Let's move on to new business. Any new business? Yes, sir.
I do, the first one, a problem arose again here yesterday that was very heavily on my mind. It's been it's nothing new, it's been a recurring problem for many years. At this time, we probably have a solution to it on Washington Street, across from Tatum and Gross Funeral Home. There's a bottleneck there. It is I mean, when people are parked on both sides of the street, you're lucky to get one car through there. For some reason or another in the past, on the, I guess it would be the west side of the street, there's a dog leg. And the road actually, it comes to a point, and it pinches that street down so tight. I asked Mark to look into it when the point comes to redo Washington Street, to see if we can take that dog leg out of there.
Expand it over.
Yeah, move it out a little bit to widen that street. I just wanted you guys to know that I talked to him about that. I think it shouldn't be very difficult. I mean, we have the right of way to the deal and everything, but It's just been a recurring problem. My second is kind of a personal deal. I'm a Herman boy. It's my home. I've always been very proud of it. I've heard some decry small town living because everybody knows everybody else's problems. Well, that's a double-edged sword. Our community's always been really good about coming together and helping people. It never occurred to me that I might need to be on the receiving end of this. I doubt that it's a secret that my wife is going through a health crisis for the last 4 weeks. 12 of those days, she was in the hospital. She's better. She's recovering at home now, and whatever. Her journey isn't over, but the road's getting a lot less bumpy, and the hills aren't near as steep. The sheer number of people that reached out to us makes it virtually impossible to thank everyone personally. I mean, we're on prayer chains that covered part of the United States. The cards, phone calls, emails, messages were greatly appreciated. Darlene and I would like to thank everyone and express our deepest gratitude. God bless all of you.
That's one of the great things about Herman, Missouri since I moved here, is that compassion and the help that everybody offers everybody.
I've never been more proud to say I'm from Herman.
Okay, any other new business? If not, we'll move on to motions. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
No opposed? So carried. Invoices for payment. Motion?
I'll make a motion to pay bills.
Motion's been made, second? Motion's made and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Motion to waive the conflict for Dave Police to represent the Board of Adjustment in a potential litigation situation.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Okay, Herman Trolley renewal of public transit license. Everybody's okay with that? Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion made. Second? Second's made. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
So carried. Herman Crown Suites renew vehicle for hire license.
Move to approve.
Motion's been made to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion's made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
So carried. Hire pool manager Mallory Levy, assistant managers Kyle Walker and Tess Shanuth, excuse me.
So moved.
Huh? Motion made, second.
Second.
Motion made, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Hire Pee Wee basketball referees Connor Coffey and Jeremiah Mudwiller.
Move to approve.
Second.
Made and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Reappoint John Fleming, Clark Ganser, and John Buckner to the Tree Commission.
Make motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Approved bid from Vaughn Pools and Spas for the new pool cover.
Make motion to approve.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Special event application for the Alpine Shop, the Tour of Herman Gravel Challenge, cycling race headquarters will be the Lower City Park, April 30th and through May 2nd, 2021.
Move to approve.
Motion's been made.
I'll second.
And a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. That completes the motion. Does anybody have any other business to need to discuss? If not, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion made.
Second.
Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming.